Most people have no clue what just blew up in Minnesota. They think it's just another online shouting match about Ilhan Omar, immigration, and a bunch of folks calling themselves patriots showing up to rallies across the Midwest. Just noise, loud and predictable. But what's happening isn't really about Omar or even immigration. It's about who controls the narrative, the timing, and how a new coalition formed way faster than anyone expected. None of this was random. When you connect Minnesota to what happened in Michigan, to the viral clips spreading across conservative, immigrant, and Black American communities, and to the quiet federal moves nobody noticed, you start seeing a bigger chess game. Over the past week, videos showed patriots, Christians, longtime residents, and first-generation immigrants gathering in Michigan and Minnesota, all talking about political culture, unity, and the rhetoric of officials like Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib. Heated exchanges happened outside town halls. Some argued immigration must be lawful and integrated. Others said naturalized citizenship has responsibilities in fraud matters. A viral clip showed a naturalized immigrant telling Omar, citizenship is a privilege, treat it with gratitude, not contempt. Commentary tied this to the ambush of 2 soldiers in D.C. and concerns over vetting. Meanwhile, the federal government paused some asylum decisions and tightened green card reviews. Suddenly, Black Americans, conservatives, Muslim immigrants, and longtime locals were all voicing the same concern: national cohesion. So why now? Why Minnesota? Because Omar has always been polarizing, and Minnesota is a unique political ecosystem, progressive roots, high refugee intake, but also conservative pockets and immigrants who want strict enforcement because they followed every rule. Many critics in the viral clips were immigrants themselves. Naturalization law does distinguish between natural-born and naturalized citizenship when fraud is proven, and that distinction becomes symbolic. And the timing videos going viral just as federal agencies paused asylum reviews created a perfect storm. We've seen this pattern before, but Minnesota sits at the intersection of immigration, visibility, competitive races, demographic shifts, and national scrutiny. This moment isn't just about Omar, it's about whether a new coalition of conservatives, moderates, and immigrants is forming. Strategically, both parties know attacking or defending Omar too aggressively can backfire, so instead they let the public drive the story. When citizens, veterans, immigrants, and locals go viral, strategists can measure turnout, watch unlikely groups align, and test messaging like unity, lawful immigration, and protecting America from instability. Omar stayed confident, signaling she expects her base to rally, while conservative influences boosted citizen voices and immigrant critics. And right in the middle of the uproar, 3 major things quietly happened. Asylum decisions paused, green card review tightened, and states announced new vetting proposals. The narrative shifted from Omar to the entire direction of U.S. immigration policy. In the next 60-90 days, Minnesota will see rallies and town halls from both conservatives and immigrants wanting to be heard. Omar's camp will focus on representation and protecting immigrant rights, while challenges stress unity under American law and concerns over vetting. Over the next 6 months, expect new proposals on background checks and refugee procedures, incremental, safe steps both parties can claim as security improvements. Moderates will push responsible immigration reform, and the ambush of the 2 soldiers could reignite everything if new verified details emerge. The deeper trend is that politics is shifting from left versus right to people who fear instability versus people who fear exclusion. And the big lesson? Power today isn't just about laws, it's about who frames the story. A handful of viral videos turned a local controversy into a national debate on identity, unity, and citizenship. That's narrative jujitsu. We're watching a new political language form, mixing cultural concern, civic duty, and belonging. The next year won't be about single wins, it'll be about who understands narrative power. So the real question is, when you look at Minnesota, the voices speaking out, and the federal shifts happening at the same time, do you see chaos or strategy, random outrage, or an emerging coalition? One politician under fire or the early stages of a national identity debate, because whoever controls the narrative controls the future. And the only question left is whether Minnesota is just a spark or the first move in something much bigger.